Greetings. This is White Raptor News Ministries. All praise and glory to the mighty Most High, the Supreme Spirit of Truth, the Living One, the Authority, the Rider, the Perpetual, the Always in Motion, the Eternal, the Self-Existing, the Creator, the Master of the Universe, the Supreme One, folks. Give blessings and praise to one God. Not multiple gods, not many gods, not a lot of gods, not gods next to God, but one supreme authority that moves all things in place. It is to his glory. He is worthy of all praise. So let's begin.
Hey, has anyone here ever actually been to hell?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everyone?
Of course, yeah.
What's it like?
Hell's terrible, Jimmy. It really is. There's gluten everywhere.
Yeah, they have bowls of Advil instead of M&Ms.
Oh, and they have dial-up internet.
14.4?
14 mother.
Wow, that is terrible. But if it's so bad, why did you all go there?
Well, Jimmy, hell is where our agents make our deals with the devil.
Oh, that explains that.
We have this idea that there's...
So there it is right there in a nutshell. Celebrities continue mocking hell. You know why? Because these are all empty shells. Place an S in front of shell, S being for Satan, hell, and then you have EL, shell, empty shells right there. You know, I used to love all these people. I mean, really. But you know what that's called? It's called idol worship. They've placed themselves in positions of idol worship. So I'm going to be reading a 7 through 9 here of Joshua. Be strong and very courageous. Be careful to obey all the laws my servant Moses gave you. Do not turn from it to the right or to the left, or you will get hit in the mouth, that you may be successful wherever you go. Keep this book of laws always on your lips. Meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do everything written in it. Then you will be prosperous and successful. So by paying attention and walking a righteous life with the Supreme Spirit of Truth, your God, then you will be successful, serving the righteous one. Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. So here we're at Joshua 1:9 at Bible Hub. Have I not commanded you to be strong and courageous? Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord, Yahweh, 3068, the proper name of God of Israel. Okay, Yahweh can be translated from Enlil, okay, of the Samaritan tablets. So, also here, Yahweh is a man of war. And that you can go and check on Exodus chapter 15, verse 3. So the Lord Yahweh, which is a man, is what you guys are worshiping. Here, it'd probably be better for me to show it to you. Exodus chapter 15, verse 3, Bible Hub. Right here's your Lord, right here, Yahweh. Right there, literal standard version Bible says Yahweh is a man of battle. Yahweh is his name. Okay, this is the Yahweh that's spent without the vowels. Now, let's see, watch. Down here towards the bottom, you have the World English Bible that spells it out for you. Yahweh is a man of war. Yahweh is his name. What you need to focus on most of all here is that Yahweh is a man. Okay? So the Spirit of truth is not a man. Remember, God tells you, 23:19 of Numbers, that God is not a man. Okay? So Hollywood is mocking you. Here we have, for the Lord Yahweh, okay, your God, Elohim, Eloheka, plural of Eloah, gods in the ordinary sense, but used of a supreme God. 430 of the Strong's Concordance, plural here. Okay, here you're at the word plural, and plural is a strong match for multiple. But the Supreme Spirit is telling you that he's one God. So who are these gods, Elohim? Well, they're both good and evil. They're dual. They're many. Elohim are many. And this is why you have the word man. Elohim are mankind created on the sixth day, used for the glory of the Supreme Spirit. Okay, Joshua, for the Lord your God is with you. Okay, so you have Elohim, you have one God here. Give me a second. So the God of Israel is telling you, the Lord, the God of Israel, who's told you, who brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of slavery, you shall not have any other gods before me. So this very first parable is telling us that other gods exist. Well, who are the other gods? Elohim are the other gods. Elohim here are multiple gods. Elohim are dual gods. They're many gods. They're not alone. They're not singular, and they're numerous. Okay? They're also known as the Watchers. You understand? They're the ones that came inside the daughters of men. Have no gods before me. So, this God here, Genesis chapter 2, verse 7, Bible Hub. Then the Lord God again for him right here. God again, Yahweh. So, folks, I don't worship Yahweh. Okay, Yahweh's got 613 laws. Okay? I don't worship anything that's a man. Now, between the ancients and ancestors, there's a war that's going on between Yahweh and his brother Enki, or Enlil, or whatever you want to call him. It's funny, you can mention these names that I'm talking about to Christians, and none of them have a clue. Like, Yahweh? Who the hell's Yahweh? Enlil? Who's Enlil? You guys don't know anything, that's why. You don't study the Bible. You don't know anything that's going on or what's being said inside of the Bible. So this Lord here is a self-existing eternal creator. Okay? But no, it's self-existing and eternal. But notice, it doesn't say that it's the creator. None of the gods in here say that they're creator. When you put the word God to its test, none of the gods say that it's the creator. It's the Spirit of truth that's the creator. So the Spirit of truth, the God of a chosen people, of the living, those with the breath on it, formed a man from the dust of the ground and breathed the breath of life. Understand, this is why there's a difference between those that are created on the sixth day of creation in an image of God, and this man here that had the breath of life placed into his nostrils. Now, Christians and other theologians, they try to graft this first part of this story here between man and mankind. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. Genesis chapter 1, verse 27, Bible Hub. This God here, Elohim, once again, the other one was Eloheka. They're both plural of Eloah. They're gods, number 430 in the ordinary sense, but specifically used. So this God on the sixth day of creation was used of the Supreme Spirit. This is not, Elohim is not the Supreme God. None of us know what the Supreme God's name is. None of us know what the Supreme God looks like. The Supreme God says no one can see his face and live. So then how do you guys see Jesus Christ's face is God and live? So God created man in his own image. This man that's created in an image of God is to shade. This is what? To shade our light, our souls, our spirits in a flesh suit. That's what it means. This is why you cast the shadow. This is why you're jaded. This is why it's a phantom. A phantom's a spirit of the dead. Or it's a ghost. The ghost is the spirit of the dead. This man created on the 6th day of creation up here is an illusion. This world we live in is an illusion. It's a computer simulation. And in the image of God, he created him, one man. This God created himself. This is Jesus Christ right here, creating himself in an image of God. And this is why he's not real. It's not real at all. The Supreme Spirit's telling you not to worship anything that's an image on this plane of existence because it's not real. You're placing your faith and hope in a man that is not real. I'm not saying it. You just got to look at the definition of the words and see that illusion means a false impression on reality. It's just that, folks. So this one created on the 6th day of creation has everything to do with Revelations 13:18. Now, so now you can clearly see that you have two different creations. One that's created in an image of God, one that is created later. Now, check this out. I shall place your seed between you and the woman. You see, oh, sorry. Thought that I shut it down. Okay. I will put enmity between you and the woman and between your seed, Satan's seed, and her seed. Satan, the first man, Adam, is the one that laid down with Eve. Remember, she says that when she saw that the fruit was pleasant to the eye and good for eating, and it brought wisdom, she then took from and there ate from the fruit. All right. And she gave it to her husband and he did eat too. And then they noticed that they're naked. All right. So the seed here is the seed of Satan. Who's talking? Who's saying this? I will put who? This is the Supreme Spirit this is the Supreme Spirit telling Satan and the woman both, I will put an enmity between you and the woman. What's he saying there? He's saying that Israel men and Israel women will not be able to get along. All right? And it also says that the man is going to rule over you. So before Adam and Eve ate from that fruit, there was no ruling over anybody. You understand? Adam and Eve were equal in spirit with one another. Adam didn't rule his wife. His wife didn't rule him. But look at this world here, how everybody is. Everybody's up in everybody else's business in their grind, telling them what they can do, what they can't do, what they can say, what they can't say. You know how much time and effort I put in to growing my channel, and no matter how hard I try to grow it, man, these cocksuckers at YouTube, that's right, you heard a minister, because I don't give a damn. My profanity ain't going to keep me from getting into the kingdom of heaven, okay? It's what I'm teaching, whether it's the truth or not, that matters. Am I teaching you the truth? You damn straight it is. You know why? Because I don't want anything with what this Bible is saying about a fire. It's that simple. Okay? He will crush your head and you will strike his heels. Crush his head and strike his heels. Crush your head and strike his heels. What's it saying? Crush your head. He will crush your head. The woman's head, he will crush your head. the woman's head. He will belittle you. He will hold you down. He will have you call him Lord. He will have you call him God. He will have you think of him as God. All right? Find yourself a good man, folks. Not a ruler, not a controller, not a power tripper, but a good man that loves you and treats you right. Remember, this Bible's been hijacked. So, let's jump into this lesson now that I got stored for you guys. I am the bread of life. Whoever comes to me will never hunger, and whoever believes in me will never thirst. I am. This is what we're going to be going over today. I am. Why are we going over this? Well, I'll show you why. Now here we're with the Lord. The Lord again here is Yahweh, proper name of God of Israel. Okay? The God of Israel and the God of the Christians are not the same. The God of the Christians and those in the Hebrew province of Jerusalem today are trying to tell you that we're all one human race, and you couldn't be any further from that, because I'm showing you directly that there's two nations of people. Satan's the one that wants you to believe that we're all one human race. Some of you are not the same. Excuse me. Some of you are not the same. You understand? So here we are. The Lord said, I have indeed seen the afflictions of my people in Egypt, and I've heard them crying out because of their oppressors, and I am aware of their suffering. I am. Again, and what did God say to Moses at the burning bush? This is why I'm trying to teach you guys, all right? Here you have God, Elohim again, okay? Plural of Eloah, still something that's used of a supreme God right here. It's still used. This God is used. Whatever God it is that's talking to Israel right now is being used of a supreme God. God said to Moses, I am who I am. Okay, this is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you. So why is this a big one to me? So here you have the names of God found in the Bible, which are Father Abba, Lord Master Adonia, the beginning and end, the Alpha and the Omega. And this is Jesus here, the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. Be careful of what you read or what you hear, because Jesus being the beginning means that that's the beginning of the fall and those angels that fell with Jesus at the beginning. The Ancient of Days, the Anointed One, Christos, Chrism, Christ, Living God, El Cha, the God who gave you birth, El Chui, the God of knowledge. Now look, what are 100 names of God? What are the 60 names of God? Well, wouldn't the 60 names of God be within the 100 names of God here? What are the names of God that start with El? El, Remember, folks, the 7 names of God, according to the Bible, says that it's the Tetragrammaton, Adonia, El, Elohim, Shaddai, Savat. El Elyon is on there. El Shaddai is in there as well. But Shaddai is the shadow. Okay? Elohim are many gods. El, in the Strong's Concordance, is 510, and that is the supreme God. But why? I say and argue the point that the Supreme Spirit of Truth has one name. Okay? All the names, all the angels in heaven would call the Supreme Spirit by one name. This would cut down on confusion, because when you start adding names next to God, that's what you get, is a bunch of confusion. What is God's highest name? Oh, let's see. Father Abba. Well, Father is an ancestor. Okay? Jesus had a father. Okay? He wasn't born through an immaculate conception. So this is why I'm dealing with John here, I am. Jesus here. Once again, Jesus spoke to the people and said, I am the light of the world. Whoever follows me will never walk in darkness, but will have the light of life. Jesus is telling you that he's the light of the world. Lucifer in Latin means bearer of light. The Supreme Spirit says that those are at enmity with God. Those who are at enmity with God, oh, that's not it. Those who love the world are at enmity with God. So, do not love the world or anything in it. In the world. Do not love the world or anything in the world. If anyone loves the world, the love of the Father is not in them. You see, because this world here is a trap. It's a flesh trap. It's a soul trap. So do not love this world is what Jesus is telling us. So that's kind of odd to tell everybody that he's the light of the world. Okay, whoever follows me will never walk in darkness. Well, if you're following Jesus, I'm afraid that Jesus is the one that was cast down. I'm telling you. Revelations 22:13, Bible Hub. Jesus is telling you here himself, I am the Alpha, the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and end. This is Jesus who's coming. Okay? Jesus here is telling you that he's the light of the world. Okay? So he said to them, truly, truly, I tell you, I am the gate for the sheep. Why are God's children referred to as sheep? Huh? Images of sheep. Look at the hair. You see a connection there? God refers to his children as sheep because they're woolly. Images of black-haired sheep. What does that look like? That looks like some woolly hair, don't it? What's that look like? That looks like a black man's hair, doesn't it? Woolly. And this is why God's children are referred to as sheep. Images of goats. This is why God says he'll separate the goats from the sheep. Because goats have straight hair. Gentile have straight hair. You see the connection now? God's children are sheep. They're led by the shepherd. Sadly, what does a shepherd do at the end after they're done with their sheep? They send them to a slaughterhouse. I am the good shepherd. The good shepherd lays down his life for his sheep. Oh, I'm pretty sure that it's the sheep that lay down their life for the shepherd. Remember, everything is in reverse here. Everything, you got to start reading this Bible in backwards meaning, man, because everything that's being said is duality. Okay? A shepherd at the end of a sheep's life lays its sheep down, slaughters it for food. Just throwing that out there, folks. Got to start seeing what's being said in these scriptures. I am the good shepherd. I know my sheep, and my sheep know me. Okay, that's Jesus. This ain't Jesus. I'm sorry, I stand corrected. This should be Yeshua, the good shepherd. You see, because Jesus is Adam, right? Well, Jesus is the first man, Adam. People will argue with me all the time and say that Jesus is not the first man, Adam. He's the second man, Adam. And I say, no, you're wrong. You're in error. You're absolutely out of your mind. Jesus is the first man, Adam, and I prove it. 1 Colossians 1:15, Bible Hub. And I prove it with scriptures, folks. Tells you right there, the Son, Jesus Christ, is the image. Jesus is the image. Jesus is the image. The Supreme Spirit, the one that created the second man in Genesis chapter 2, says that you're not to worship any graven images. And Jesus, the Son, is the image of the invisible God. This God here, once again, is theos, a deity, especially the supreme divinity. A divinity has D-I-V-I in the word, an entity, a divinity of the Supreme Spirit, which is divided of himself, duality. Something was given permission. You think I'm lying? I don't know what I'm saying? Watch. Let me see, I got to think this one out. What is it? What is it? Jesus. Here, the supremacy of Christ. Jesus is the firstborn right there. The firstborn, folks, over all creation. Okay? The beasts were created, but Jesus was the firstborn over all the beasts of the field, each according to their kinds. So Jesus is the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. And that connects you to this parable here, Genesis chapter 1, verse 1, Bible Hub. In the beginning, okay, Jesus is the beginning. Jesus is the beginning. In the beginning, God, the devil, the Jesus, created these planes, this heaven and this earth. The Supreme Spirit of God subcontracted his work out to this God here, and this God here is used of a supreme. This is not the supreme creator. It's something that's used of the supreme creator, and this God here was permitted to create the heaven and the earth. And now the earth was formless and void, and darkness, evil, was upon the face of the deep. Hebrew cosmology of the earth. Here the ancient Israelites envisaged the universe as a flat disc-shaped earth floating on water. Floating on water. Isn't that awesome? And this is heavens above, underworld below. This is the deep. Right there it says, look, Tehom, or great deep. Okay? Darkness was over the face of the deep. Evil. Understand that this map here evil is below, Sheol, hell, the pit, the tar pit, life above, the waters above the firmament, and the waters below the firmament. We live inside of an ice shelf, a little snow globe. You guys don't wake up to it, you're going to soon find out. You shall not place any gods beside God. So now you understand that the God of chosen children, Israel, as it tells us, okay, I don't know that the chosen children of God are truly, I don't know, are Israelites, because language is the mark of the beast. Language became a mark of the beast. Look, when it came to the land of Babel, all nations at that point in time, as we're told, spoke one language. And everything was in unison with one another. Everybody was on the same page with one another. And then God, he comes down and he mixes up all of the language because of the pride of the people trying to build a tower to the sky that reached to the heavens and make a name for themselves. Everybody was in unison, and then God comes along and makes it where we're not in unison with one another anymore. All praise and glory to the Supreme Spirit. I don't know everything about this Bible, but I do know about 666. And if you watch enough of my content, I can plainly prove to you all day long that Jesus is the man of perdition. I hope this helps you. May the spirit of peace be upon you, love, kindness, warmth, tenderness encompass you and fill your soul with his life, his spirit of life, so that you can walk an upright life. This is White Raptor News Ministries. Blessings to all the children that serve one God.